Today, August 11th, is one of the Chinese Valentine's days. Yes, there are a few of them. It is also known as the Qixi festival. The word Qi in Chinese means 7, as this festival falls on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month in the Chinese lunar calendar. This festival is based on one of the most popular Chinese folk tales, Niulang and Zhinu. The certain version of this tale is that Niulang and Zhinu were heavenly figures who fell in love secretly, which violated the heavenly rules. As a result, Niulang was banished to earth to become a cowboy, while Zhinü remained in heaven, punished to work as a wafer girl. They are only allowed to reunite once a year on July 7th. Interestingly, many Eastern and Southeast Asian cultures have similar tales, with just slight variations. In terms of astrology, Niulang is represented by the Altair star and Zhinu by the Vega star. They are separated by the heavenly river, which is the Milky Way. July 7 on the Chinese lunar calendar is the time when these two stars are closest together. Does this diagram seem familiar to you? Take a moment to think about where you may have seen something like this before. Yes, it is from the Nei Jing Tu, which I have discussed in various workshops, home study courses, and even in this YouTube video. For those who are not familiar, Nei Jing Tu means inner vision or inner scenery diagram. It is a famous diagram containing important information about inner alchemy practices, all the way from beginner to advanced levels. The diagram is essentially a side view of a human head and torso. The top circular section represents the head, and the long river on the right side symbolizes the spine. When studying these diagrams, it is important not to interpret them as anatomical diagrams, or even like the diagrams of meridians in traditional Chinese medicine. Many elements are disproportionate, and their locations are off. In this video, I discussed the 3 gates of the Nei Jing Tu. Today, the main characters are Niulang and Zhinu. So, what are they doing in this diagram? Taoists use the trigram Li from the Bagua to represent the middle dantian. Why? First, the heart is the most important organ in the middle dantian area. And in TCM, the heart belongs to the fire element. The Li trigram in Bagua also represents fire. Additionally, Li symbolizes young women in Bagua. As you continue to charge the middle dantian through practices like the Tai Chi Leigong and some practices from the Level 3 Tai Chi, Posture and Qigong Mode requirement course, the middle dantian undergoes different stages of transformation. During one of these stages, one becomes more sensitive and able to feel more, particularly emotions of love and compassion, which are typical traits of young women. Feeling of love. Zhinü is a young lady who is in love and resides in the sky, heaven. We always use the sky and heavenly energy to charge the middle dantian. Therefore, Zhinü represents the middle dantian in the Nei Jing Tu. On the other hand, Taoists use the trigram Kan from Bagua to represent the lower dantian. The kidneys are the most important organ in the lower dantian area. And in TCM, the kidneys belong to the water element. Kan also represents water in Bagua. Furthermore, Kan symbolizes young men in Bagua. As you continue to charge the lower dantian through practices like the Tai Chi Leigong and some practices of the level 3 course. Just like the middle dantian, the lower dantian also undergoes different stages of transformation. During one of these stages, one experiences an abundance of physical and sexual qi, the wild beast energy. A typical characteristic of a young man. Niulang, a young man banished to earth to perform hard work, requiring a lot of physical energy. Remember, we always use the earth qi to charge the lower dantian. Therefore, Niulang represents the lower dantian in the Nei Jing Tu. Typically, the energies of the middle and lower dantian do not mix. That's why even though Niulang and Zhinu want to be together, they cannot. Only through inner cultivation practices is there a chance for them to unite. Even then, their union is very rare, only once a year, on July 7. Similarly, in the Inner Alchemy, there's only once or perhaps twice a year when the energies of the two dantians can merge. This usually occurs during spring and fall. The lunar calendar's July 7 is already the start of autumn. You may think it's still early to mid-August, but as I explained the spring energy in this video, the Chinese count the season by when the qi and energy of the season first emerges. Indeed, if you live in the northern part of the northern hemisphere, the hottest day of the year is likely behind you. The nighttime temperature should be much cooler, and insect activity should have slowed down. Some of my friends who enjoy wilderness camping usually choose this time of the year to go camping in the northern wilderness. So why spring and autumn? If you look at another popular and important Taoist Inner Alchemy diagram, the Zhinü Tu, you'll see a moon cycle. This cycle can represent a month, a year, or a day. For those who have practiced Qigong long enough, you should be able to feel the energy on a full moon day is very different from a new moon day. Even many sects of Buddhism, which don't emphasize qi and energy in their practice, conduct overnight meditation during full moon nights. At the bottom of this diagram is the new moon, where yin energy is the weakest, as is the energy naturally in the lower dantian. In the yearly cycle, this corresponds to the winter solstice. From this point on, yin energy increases day by day. During this half of the cycle, it is ideal to charge the lower dantian. Similarly, at the top is the full moon day, where the yin energy is at its maximum, as is the energy naturally in the lower dantian. In the yearly cycle, this corresponds to the summer solstice. From this day on, yin energy increases day by day, making it ideal to charge the middle dantian. The 3 and 9 o'clock positions represent spring and autumn. During this time, the energy of the middle and lower dantian is naturally more balanced, giving them a higher chance to merge. However, this doesn't mean that the feminine and masculine energies can merge during summer and winter. It's just that the chances are much higher during spring and autumn. Many myths and tales from different cultures are indeed related to inner practices. For example, the famous Indian myth of chunking the Milky Sea, which I briefly discussed in the Level 2 Tai Chi Posture and Qigong both requirement course. Without first-hand experience from deep internal practice, it is difficult to understand what these myths and tales are really telling us. If you find this video interesting, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so that I know there is interest and will produce more similar videos in the future. I wish everyone a happy Chinese Valentine's Day. And for those practicing Nei Gong, I hope your Niulang and Zhinu will unite and produce a golden baby soon.